welcome on inside to another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, presented to you by the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool. I am your host this morning, Processor Sky, here with a special Fuck Yeah Friday edition of the Weekday Wake and Bake. On today's episode, I am going to blow some trees just like every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time with the Roll Gang. Hope you're rolling up with me. And Fuck Yeah Friday, going over the top 10, Processor's list of the top 10 TV series of all time. I really hope that we can find a great TV show suggestion for you guys to peep and learn something great, learn something new, or just be straight entertained for a good amount of time. But before I get on into the top 10 list, gotta roll up, because what would a Wake and Bake be without a good Wake and Bake? I got some vanilla frosting on deck this morning to smoke with you guys. Roll up with my rolling spoon. You know exactly how we do, Roll Gang. So excited to get on into this top list. But before we get on into the top 10 TV series of all time, major shout out to the sponsors of the show, because they make it happen for the Roll Gang, and for this show just wouldn't be possible without them. So huge shout out, first and foremost, Oaksterdam University, the first ever cannabis college and the original place to gain your stake in the cannabis industry, Roll Gang. If you guys are trying to personally take initiative towards getting yourself your foot in the door in the cannabis industry, this budding community, Oaksterdam University is the place where you go to learn about this amazing plan. They are just reopening their in-person school too. If you want to take it online, promo code Rolling Spoon off your tuition. But also in person once again, just like I did back in 2017. Roll Gang. I absolutely loved my in-person schooling experience in downtown Oakland. The most unbelievable educational experience of my life. I dropped out of conventional college to go to Oaksterdam University and claim my stake in the cannabis industry. And I don't think I could have done it without them, Roll Gang. Absolutely essential. Promo code Rolling Spoon gets you 10% off your tuition. Come through the red carpet event on Saturday, September 24th. Roll Gang, it's going down in Oakland, California. And check out this beautiful, beautiful Oaksterdam Rolling Spoon. 15-year edition. Let's fucking go, Oaksterdam. Also brought to you by the Rolling Spoon and the Chamber of Cannabis. Guys, this Chamber of Cannabis event, I cannot stress it enough. One of the most important meetings in the history of the Las Vegas cannabis industry. There are going to be, I've been pubbing up 10, but last night I was informed we had a little events team meeting last night. Shout out the Chamber of Cannabis events team, the absolute OGs. It was such a fun time. But also productive. I found out we have 11, not 10, over 10, 11 candidates in the upcoming election that are cannabis friendly. And Roll Gang, we have to show them the culture. Because when they're in the important seats, we want them to know how professional and civilized the cannabis industry is here in Las Vegas and across the country. So huge shout out to Chamber of Cannabis. This Thursday coming up, make sure you secure your tickets now, Roll Gang. At Chamber of Cannabis on Instagram, you can hit them up. You can send them an email if you want the ticket link. Info at thechamberofcannabis.com. Just an absolute prime organization with some prime people. So without further ado, Roll Gang, I'm going to finish up rolling this joint ski here on this Fuck Yeah Friday edition of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Yo, huge shout out Mercedington tuning in. So cool, love following her. Yo, huge shout out Tina Ullman, yes indeed. Yeah, awesome meeting at Tina's last night. Don Solo tuning in. Yo, what's happening, Don Solo? Great to see you this morning. Weed Cannabis Logo Designs. Cali 420 Love in the building. Let's fucking go. Let's get on into this. Shout out to all the Roll Gangers tuning in here on this Fuck Yeah Friday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Yo, while Tina's on here, just so you know, Roll Gang, the queen of the Chamber of Cannabis, Tina Ullman, will be making her return onto the Wake and Bake next Monday morning. That is right, Roll Gang. So excited to pub up the event with the queen and just talk about what's been popping in the industry. Get the most recent juice from the Queen Bee tea. Absolutely love it. But super excited. And let's get on into the top 10 TV series of all time. Because after all, Roll Gang, we have awoke. So now we smoke. As per stoner law, you gotta have your wake and bake. I hope the whole Roll Gang has something rolled up or your bowl packed, because we're about to get medicated and talk about some TV shows. So number 10 on your Processor's top 10 list of TV series all time is Netflix original Black Mirror. That's right, Roll Gang. Modern day Twilight Zone coming in at number 10 on the list. Roll Gang, I know most of you probably, at least some of you, probably seen Black Mirror. It's this anthological series, meaning there's no connection between any of the episodes. But each of them explore these philosophical and futuristic ideas that are just so intrinsic. You can really get bought into, oh, this actually seems realistic. And they twirl in some drama, just one of the most well-written TV series I've ever seen. Well-scripted, great actors, just absolute, well-funded, of course. I mean, Netflix, I don't know how many are on here. We got only 3 Netflix original series on this top 10 list, but that's still 30% coming from Netflix. Black Mirror is an absolute OG. If you guys haven't seen Black Mirror, just check out one episode, any of them, because there's no order to watch them. Just pick one that looks interesting and try it. I think you'll be addicted first watch. Black Mirror. Sci-fi, little drama, definitely futuristic. Black Mirror. Elite. Don Solo loves Black Mirror. Yo, I do too. Yo, shout out Don Solo. Next up, number 9 on your Processor's top 10 list of TV series all time, Bates Motel. That's right, number 9, Bates Motel. Norma and Norman Bates have this motel. They basically moved to bumfuck Oregon or Washington, and they have this motel, and Norman is super freaky and weird, and so is his mom, and they have kind of this most awkward mother-son relationship in TV history. The vibes it makes you feel, just this kind of creepy. If you're a fan of horror series, Bates Motel, all the B names. Black Mirror, Bates Motel, BM. Whoa. I just realized that, yeah. But anyways, Bates Motel is about, I mean, Norma and Norman Bates have kind of a romantic mother-son relationship, and it's kind of chilling. And all the shit that happens to them is insane. And one of the most important things is the ending to the show. What an art. Whenever the show comes to a conclusion, whenever they run the last season, how does the show end? I think Bates Motel has the best ending of any series I've ever seen. Leaves it super satisfying, and I absolutely love Elite Bates Motel. Watched it at least twice. Love Bates Motel. Yo, huge shout out, Cali 420 Love, the TV show Weeds. Yo, that's a great honorable mention. Weeds, I don't have it on my list, but Weeds is a great show about this mom pot dealer that gets all in the weeds, if you know what I mean. But yeah, huge shout out Cali 420 Love with the submission. That's a good one. So number 8 on your Processor's top 10 list of TV series all time, F1 Drive to Survive. So this is the only docuseries on the list. I personally love docuseries because you get to learn, but honestly, these shows are all elite. But F1 Drive to Survive actually got me into fandom of a completely new sport. So the reason Formula One is growing so big in the States, in the United States, and the reason you've probably heard of it now and again now, is because of this elite series. 4 years ago, I watched season 1 as soon as it dropped. Hooked. Boom, hooked. And they dropped it right as the next season. So each season covers a real life season of Formula One racing. You know what I mean? But they dropped the series the week before the next season is about to start in real life. So I watched the series, season 1, and then I watched Formula One throughout the real life races, Grand Prix. Guys, the characters are so good. There are 20 drivers. That's it. 20 of the best drivers in the world, and they are the best. No cap. There's no higher level. This is the highest level, fastest racing on the planet. You know, no fucking NASCAR driving in circles. These guys are going through circuits in Belgium, in Dubai, you know, the Las Vegas Grand Prix 2023. Just unbelievable locations. F1 Drive to Survive covers it absolutely beautifully. They extract the crack, the drama from the real life events. You know, it's all real. There's no bullshit on this show. It's just covering, like, as if any media coverage were allowed super intimate access to the NFL or the NBA. The F1 racers are the top in their business, the fastest race cars in the world, and such intimate access. F1 Drive to Survive, Netflix original, absolutely elite show. So the next show is also a sports show, number 7 on the top 10 list of the top 10 TV shows of all time per your processor. Friday Night Lights. So this show really isn't sports centric. It's a football show for sure, and if you're a football fan, you'll enjoy it more. But man, this show makes me cry a lot. It's one of the most heartwarming TV series I've ever seen. You get so attached to the characters. And there's this great philosophical coach, like the head football coach for the Dillon Panthers, the team that the show is centered around, Coach Taylor. He's played by that Chandler dude. I can't remember his name right now, but elite actor and such philosophically written. You can learn so much from Coach Taylor and his philosophies on how to win and just trust the process And, you know, it's a grind. It's a very realistic show, but honestly, it's up there for me because I love all the characters. Tim Riggins, Matt Saracen, Smash Williams, you know, I don't know. I always had a crush on Minka Kelly, too. Lila in Friday Night Lights. But, yo, absolutely elite. Almost made it into the top 5. But number 6, the first seed outside of the top 5, belongs in a category of its own. The best comedy series of all time, in my opinion, Seinfeld. Roll gang. So Seinfeld is the show about nothing. I honestly, I don't even know how to describe it. Jerry Seinfeld, an absolute mastermind in creating relatable humor. And it's old time, too, so it gives you, like, a feel of what it was like when the show was being aired in the 90s and the 2000s. But the comedy is still so relevant. I mean, shout out Jerry Seinfeld for making a timeless masterpiece. Almost made it into my top 5 list of TV shows of all time. Absolutely elite. Gotta love Seinfeld. So getting on into the top 5 TV series of all time, per your processor. But before I get on into it, huge shout out, sponsor of the show, Oaksterdam University. Use promo code Rolling Spoon to get 10% off your tuition at Cannabis College. Claim your stake in this budding industry and put Oaksterdam on your resume. Gotta love Oaksterdam. So the 5th best TV show of all time, in my opinion, The Walking Dead. I mean, what a cult following. You know, there is only one other show with a bigger cult following, I think. There is so much detail that goes on into this show. Season 1, they were closing off roads in Atlanta. Like, the artwork on the zombies, masterful. And it's the only zombie show. I've watched all the zombie shows. It's the only relevant zombie show that gets you attached to the characters while keeping you in the apocalyptic setting and, you know, realistic philosophies when it comes to survival. It just completely takes you out of the moment in which you're watching the show and engulfs you in this post-apocalyptic wasteland with Rick Grimes and the gang, you know. Honestly, rest in peace, my favorite character forever, Carl. But, The Walking Dead, an ultimate vibe. One of the top 5 TV shows of all time, no fucking doubt. Alright, so number 4 on my list, my top 10 list, is Lost. That's right, Lost. Another classic. Roll gang, if you guys haven't seen Lost because it's too old, catch up. It is still fucking elite. 100%. Plane crashes on an island in the middle of nowhere and immediately they're stranded. They have to create a whole new life on this island, completely secluded from all the rest of humankind. You know, follow Jack and Kate and the squad as they try to survive the crazy... I mean, there are definitely sci-fi twists. The show does an amazing job of keeping interesting. The main theme on all of these, number 4 and number 1 have, well, I don't want to ruin it, but they don't have satisfying endings. But the whole entire show is incredible. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the vibe of Lost. But it gives it another ideal escapist TV show, taking you to the island, just trying to survive, you know? And really, really great content all throughout. Every episode is a banger. I just remember, being locked in to every episode. I couldn't take my eyes off it. So addictive. But anyways, number 3. The top 3 TV shows of all time, per your Processor Sky, the host of your Weekday Wake and Bake. Yo, I appreciate everybody tuning in to this episode. It is great to see everybody this morning. I hope you guys are getting super medicated too. Hope you're rolling up with your Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool. And I hope to see you guys at the Chamber of Cannabis event next Thursday, 6 days from today, Roll Gang. Hit up at Chamber of Cannabis on Instagram, link in the bio for your tickets. I'll also post a ticket link in my story today, so make sure you get those. Would absolutely love to see you there. It's going to be so important to bring the culture, to show off the amazing professionalism of the cannabis industry to these 11 electoral candidates. That's right, Roll Gang. 11 at the chamber meeting coming up. All right, here we go. The top 3 TV shows of all time per your procession. Man, getting medicated. Here we go. Let's get on into the juice. Let's see what we got. Number 3, I Lied. This is completely a docu-series following real-life events. Another sports-centric one. But there's no doubt that this is the most dramatic reality series on the planet. Why? Because there's fights. There's lots of drama. There's lots of fights. And it's guaranteed. Number 3, Dana White's The Ultimate Fighter from the UFC. So basically, Roll Gang, I don't know if you guys are sleeping on this show or not, but The Ultimate Fighter, 8 contestants from 2 different weight classes stay in one house. 16 people stay in one house. 2 active UFC fighters, active ones, draft all of the prospects onto teams. And one by one, they fucking fight each other until there is only one Ultimate Fighter per weight class. And the Ultimate Fighter, the winner at the end, gets the coveted UFC contract. Unbelievable drama, guaranteed. Unbelievable fights, guaranteed. Super urgent because they're fighting for their lives and their jobs. And it's just so real. It's just so real. And they always have the most amazing coaches. They don't just pick any active UFC fighters. They pick champions to come in and be coaches. And juicy competitors, you know? And they draft a team. There's real competition. And then the past couple seasons, at the end of the series, the 2 coaches fight each other. It's just fucking savage. Like, there's all these relationship drama shows, which I love, personally. Like, honorable mention, Are You the One? Great TV series. But The Ultimate Fighter, it's the ultimate TV series. And you gotta check it out. If you can handle a little bit of gore, if you're not that squeamish, hit up The Ultimate Fighter. It will keep you locked. Alright, so number 3, The Ultimate Fighter. The second best, Roll Gang, the runner-up for the best TV series of all time. The runner-up, number 2. Latest season, just released. Season 4. Stranger Things. So I think Stranger Things is perfection. 10 out of 10 casting. 10 out of 10 script, 10 out of 10 funding, 10 out of 10 plot, just incredible amount of detail. Roll Gang, like it's like cartoon, none of it, a lot of it isn't real. The CGI, the effects, breathtaking. And the kids as the main characters of the show. I mean, honestly, who can't derive energy from the youth? Honestly, who can't? Following these kids around and chasing monsters and none of their parents believing them. It's just the classic plot line. But they're the best to ever do it. Stranger Things. You know, best soundtrack, Guys, I can't gush enough. Like, honestly, I'm sure almost all of you guys have seen Stranger Things, but um, it's just an elite television series all around. Shout out Netflix for on the production. You created magic there. I mean, that is an awesome TV series. But number one, it's time to cut the bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to touch on the best TV series of all time before I can go and finish this joint and stop yapping my ass off. But you know, I love to chat I love to sesh with you guys, but super medicated and really fucking excited to get on into the best TV series of all time. But before I do, check out this Oaksterdam rolling spoon. That is the shit right there. 15-year anniversary. You guys can't see it, but we gotta get you guys some Oaksterdam spoons. September 24th, Oakland, California. It's going the fuck down. Shout out my dad, Izzy Sky. He's gonna be there with me running the booth, handing out the spoons. Just so excited to be bossing out this event with my main man. It's going to be an absolute banger of a time up in the Bay Area with the Wizard. But anyways, number one, the grand finale. The greatest TV show of all time. The GOAT. Opinionated as fuck. Processor Sky Edition. The best TV series of all time. Game of Thrones. Man, let me start this by saying they did us wrong. The last season was shit. But I guarantee you, we just have to be patient. They will redo it. They will redo it. It's absolutely too elite. The detail, it's on its own tier. It's on its own tier. You cannot miss a scene of Game of Thrones, or you're missing something important. The unbelievable, epic style of the writing, you know, taking you from character to character, it takes an incredible amount of energy to buy into the show. I know that there's probably a bunch of you watching right now that have tried Game of Thrones, you know, an episode or two in, and you're like, damn, this isn't for me. Because they just take you around. And they don't tell you what the fuck is going on. You're just expected to know these characters. And I really don't know how I would have done it. One of my ex-girlfriends gave me the rundown of all the characters before starting to watch the show. And I kind of knew a little bit about each of them. But the amount of drama... So episode 1, you get taken to the top of this tower, like this little dude... is climbing this tower, and he sees two people fucking. And he gets pushed out of the tower. You really don't have any idea what's going on. They're brother and sister. The two people that are fucking, like, incest in the first 20 minutes of the show. That makes me sound fucked up, but, like, yeah, it's squeamish. That's what you want out of a television show, like, to make you feel fucked. And like gross, and then make you cry and make you excited, and I mean, like there's this whole like one of the best scenes of Game of Thrones. I think the moment when they claimed their dominance as the best show of all time was they had one of the most. They built up this incredible amount of hatred for this woman, Queen Cersei. And then she's naked while people are throwing shit at her, walking down the street while they're ringing a bell saying shame. For like 3 minutes, it's just straight the same shit. And like everybody that was watching the show, kind of just such a satisfying moment. And I mean, it just tells you how dominant it was. It was a 3-minute scene of just the same shit. This naked girl getting shit spewed at her down the street, saying shame. And like, just savagery. There's no show like Game of Thrones. There probably never will be. They gotta rewrite the last season, but I promise they will. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be in the next 10 years, 20, but the show is absolutely too elite, and the fans demand it. So, it's going to happen. But, yo, I just can't even tell you how much I appreciate the Roll Gang for tuning in and listening to the top 10 TV series of all time. I really hope you found something that you haven't seen and that you can check out, you thought sounded interesting. But if not, fuck it, at least we're medicated. I hope you had a nice smoke this morning. Huge shout out to the Rolling Spoon, to the Chamber of Cannabis, and Oaksterdam University for making this show happen and helping out the Roll Gang. Wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. Get your tickets to the Chamber of Cannabis event next Thursday. Guys, we just need you to be there, and we need your smiles and your energy. Come have some drinks and some hors d'oeuvres included with the price of your ticket. And honestly, Roll Gang, this is just so important. Don't underestimate the power of small groups that are a coalition for a good cause. And, you know, we can show these decision makers how professional and important the cannabis industry is. Make sure you roll through, bring good vibes and good energy, say what's up to your processor. I will be trapping literally the coolest TV shirt in existence. It's just basically this unbelievable soft shirt that has the Chamber logo on the muscle, and it says Stone Professional, the full embodiment of this amazing coalition. And honestly, what I embody, and I know you guys embody, we take our medicine seriously, and we have fun with it too. And you know, we gotta show these candidates the proof, because the proof is in the pudding. So get your tickets. It's next Thursday. We got to get on it, Roll Gang. But love you guys so much. It has been an awesome Fuck Yeah Friday, getting to share the top 10 TV series of all time with you guys per your processor, Sky. But I have so much love for every last one of you guys tuning in. I can't even express it enough. Just appreciate you guys so much, and cannot wait to see you guys on Monday morning with the GOAT, Tina Ullman, coming on the show, the president of the Chamber of Cannabis and director of brands at Camp and the Source Dispensary. But Roll Gang, have an amazing weekend. I hope it's super dank. Stay lit, and we will see you on Monday. Have a good Fuck Yeah Friday, Roll Gangers. Let's go.